So good morning children of standard 5. Welcome everyone in your GK class. Today we are going to read about UN Secretary General given in chapter 7. So Secretaries General of the United Nations. So this is the emblem of the United Nations. So let us see who is the Secretary General. The Secretary General of the United Nations is the Chief Administrative Officer of the United Nations and head of the United Nations Secretariat. So, the Secretary General is a person who looks after the work, the performance of the United Nations. He is responsible for its daily activity and for maintenance of peace and other problems related to the different nations. He is the Chief Administrative Officer. Now let us see what is United Nations. The United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945. So United Nations, it is an international organization. It was founded in the year 1945 after the Second World War for maintaining peace by 51 countries committed to maintaining international peace and security. So there was a lot of fight during this First World War and the Second World War. So this United Nations was made to develop peace and security among the nations or the different nations, developing friendly relation among the nations. So the nations, they should be friendly with each other. There should not be any fight among each other. Their work was to see promoting social progress and the social progress of the people. They can be maintained of the country also, of the different nations also, better living standards and human rights. So these organization, it worked for the betterment of the people, for the living standard of the people, and to look after their rights also. Now let us see who were the UN Secretary General of the nation, Secretary General of the United Nations. So Gladwin Zeb, he was born in 1900 and died in 1996. Appointed acting United Nations Secretary General from October 1945 to February 1946. So, Gladwin Zell, he was appointed as the acting United Nations till the first Secretary General was made. He was made the Secretary General, acting Secretary General, so that he can look after the work of the organization. From October 1945 to February 1946, until the appointment of the first Secretary General Trygve Lie. So he had become the acting United Nations Secretary General till the appointment of the first Secretary General. So his country of origin, he was from United Kingdom, and UN regional group, Western European and others. So there are different regional group. He was from Western European groups. So different regional groups, it can be from African, Asian, then Caribbean, but he was from Western European and others. Now let us read about the first one. Know about the first one. So the first one was Trygve Lie, 1896 to 1968. He was born in 1896 and died in 1968. His dates in office. So from when he had become the Secretary General on 24th February 1946, and he had worked till November 10, 1952. He was from Norway and UN Regional Group, Western European and others. So here also he is from Western European and others. Resigned due to Soviet Union hostility to his appointment. So he had resigned because Soviet Union did not like his appointment. Then the next one is Dag Hammard. He was born in 1905 and died in 1961. So dates in office. He had become Secretary General on 10th April 1953 to 18th September 1961. Country of origin, he was from Sweden. UN regional group, he was also from Western European and others. Died in a plane crash in northern Rhodesia. So how he had died? He had died due to the plane crash, and he was in northern Rhodesia, which is now in Zambia, and while on peacekeeping mission to the Congo. So he had gone to Congo for maintaining peace over there, and he had died in a plane crash there. Now the next one is Youth Hunt 1909 to 1974. Dates in office November 30, 1961 to December 31, 1971. So he had become UN Secretary General on 30th November 1961 till 31st December 1971. His country of origin, he was from Burma, and UN regional group, that is Asia Pacific. The first Asian UN Secretary General. He was the first UN Secretary General and did not seek a third term. He was not able to complete his third term. Now, Kurt Waldheim. He was born on 1918 and died in 2007. His dates in office from when he had become UN Secretary General on 1st January 1972 to December 31st, 1981. Country of origin, he was from Austria. UN Regional Group, Western European and others. China vetoed his third term as UNSG. So China did not like him to become for the third term, so it vetoed, it did not want it. Became president of Austria from 1986. So he had become president of Austria from 1986 to 1992, becoming the first former UNSG to rise to the position of a head of state. So he was the first former United Nations Secretary General to become the head of the state in Austria. Then the next one, Xavier Perez de Soler. He was born on 1920. His dates in office was from January 1st, 1982 to December 31st, 1991. And country of origin, he was from Peru. UN Regional Group, Latin American and Caribbean. So the first and so far the only UNSG from the Americas. So he was the first one, until now the first one to be from the America. UN Secretary General from America. Did not stand for third term. So he did not stand for the third time. Then let us read about the next one. The next one is Boutros Ghali, 1922 to 2016. He was born on 1922 and died in 2016. Dates in office. So he had become Secretary General on 1st January 1992 to 31st December 1996. Country of origin, he was from Egypt. And UN Regional Group. His group was African Group. Second term vetoed by the United States. So second term he was not able to complete because he was not liked by the United States. Then next one is Kofi Annan. He was born in 1938. His date in office was from 1st January 1997 to 31st December 2006. Country of origin, he was from Ghana and UN regional group, and his group was African. Retired after 2 terms. After completing his 2 terms of service, he was retired. Then the next one, Ban Ki-moon, 1944, born in 1944. Dates in office. So he had become UN Secretary General on 1st January 2007 to December 31st, 2016. Country of origin, South Korea. UN Regional Group, Asia Pacific. As we know, Korea is in Asia, so he had become from Asia Pacific. First East Asian and second Asian overall after U-turned to be UNSG. So he was the second Asian. First one was the Yuthant about whom we have read, and he's the second one to become United Nations Secretary General. Retired after 2 terms. After completing his 2 terms, he had retired. Then the next one, let us see. Antonio Guterres, born in 1949. Dates in office. So his term in office is from January 2017 till present. Country of origin, he is from Portugal, UN regional group, Western European and others. He was the Prime Minister of Portugal from 1995 to 2002. First former head of government to become UNSG. So he is the first former head of government. So head of government is the Prime Minister, and he is the first to become the UN Secretary General. Then we have read about the United Nations Secretary General. So thank you everyone. Read and learn about it all.